Hi. It's Sunday afternoon, and I'm having a wonderful time having great conversations about one of my favorite topics, money. So I love to spend it, I like to make it, I like to invest it, I like to do a whole lot of things.
Yes.
But one of the most important things I think that we can all be is educated about it. Educated about when to get the money, how to get the money, when to use credit, when not to use credit, what happens when you don't use the right credit or you don't have the right credit and it's costing you more money for your own credit. Here joining me today is Crystal, the closer. Crystal, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate joining you on this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
So Crystal,
Yes.
we've been talking about credit.
Yes.
Getting credit, taking credit, getting rid of credit.
Bad credit.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about credit.
Credit is so important, and it's unfortunate that it is not taught in the school system or
No,
in
it
college
isn't.
or any place else. And if you're not tuning in to LindaKaye.com, you probably don't know about credit. Because I know she is all over credit. That's one of her hot topics. So again, I appreciate you.
I like
today.
money.
Yes.
Money, 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 money. Money makes the world go round. And if you don't have enough of it, or you don't know how to get it or how to use it, then you've got to know and be educated about how to use your credit to your benefit. Because let me just tell you right now, credit companies, credit card companies, they find you. And how do they find you? How do they know what to send you, Crystal?
How do they know what to send you?
Yeah, how do they find me? How do they find, oh, your credit just went up. We've got these new offers for you. How are they finding my information?
Through the bureaus.
What bureau?
TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian.
So you mean to tell me that information that's been collected on me is open to them, like open season? Like I got a target on my back?
Kind of, sort of. Unfortunately, but that's the world that we live in.
You know, it kind of reminds me of that hot dog commercial, Wiener Schnitzel, and as soon as they see him, they're racing after him. It's kind of like that, isn't it?
It is. And the better your credit, the more credit that you'll have access to. The worse your credit, the more you're going to pay for the day-to-day needs that you have, including insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, auto insurance.
What?
Interest rates on your cars, interest rates on your vehicles.
You're kidding.
No,
You mean to tell me that those things affect
everything. That your credit affects everything.
That is shocking. That is absolutely shocking. So for those of you that are just tuning in, you may have just heard the most shocking news.
Yes.
That everything counts on your credit.
Everything.
Even if you're not using your credit cards.
Even if you're not using your credit cards.
So if I paid a late on my utility bill, it's going to affect. If I got a speeding ticket, it's going to not only affect the rate of my insurance, but it's going to affect a few other things.
Correct.
This is shocking.
Correct.
You mean to tell me Big Brother's watching me all the time?
All the time.
Dang. I used to think it was bad enough with my mother who had eyes in the back of her head.
There's no way to get away from it.
Oh, there's no getting away. So tell me the difference between good credit and bad credit.
So good credit, I would say, especially coming from the real estate perspective or real estate financing perspective, we would say good credit is going to be 660 and above.
So many millennials that have a lot of cash, that haven't had a lot of debt, have all of a sudden gotten pretty good at getting their credit scores up over 700. What is an outstanding credit score?
Outstanding credit score is going to be 740.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And what is
So
how high does it go?
It goes to 850.
What?
However, here's the caveat. Anything over a 760 is going to be judged exactly the same as if it were at 850.
No kidding.
Right.
Now say that again, because that's important.
Right. Anything above a 760 is going to be in the same category as an 850 score.
That is shocking.
It
Is it? Why does it even
In
exist?
the mortgage side, when it comes to vehicle loans or credit cards, it may be a little bit different. But from a mortgage side, 760 is just as good as 780.
Is that because the lenders can't count any higher?
I wouldn't say that.
had to ask. So now let's just say that you're below 700.
Yes.
So
You can still purchase if you have a credit score that's below 700.
all right, now I preach to my audience to keep their scores up and for them to go check their credit scores. And the reason why is if you're thinking about buying a house, these are the things that you should be thinking about. If you're thinking about getting a better credit card, you absolutely can go negotiate your rates, and nobody ever does that. Nobody
I do
does
every
that.
6 months. Either I'm asking to increase my credit limit or I'm asking to reduce my interest rate. Every
hear
6
that?
months, faithfully, I'm asking each one of my creditors to say, hey, my credit history with you is excellent. Excellent.
And you
So
can
what
pick
can
up the
you do for
phone
me?
and call them.
100%.
So who do you call? Customer service?
You can call customer service. You can call the number on the back of your card.
And you say what?
I would like to know when was the last time my credit line was increased. Oh, it was increased about 10 months ago. Okay, could I get a better interest rate and can you increase my buying power?
Why is that important?
Because it's going to show your debt utilization is less because now you have more money that you could borrow from. You have more access to money. Hence, it's going to make your credit score go higher.
You heard it here, folks. Credit is king or queen. And Crystal the Closer just gave you one of the most important tools you can have in your tool belt, your
Yes.
financial tool belt. Being able to, if you've had a good history on your credit, on repayment, paying more than the minimum, paying it down or paying it in full every single month, which boosts your credit.
Correct.
Right? So if I have a credit card balance, things that I have to pay anyway, let's just say my car payment, could I put that on a credit card and pay it off every month? Yes, you could. And what would it do? It would boost your credit. So what Crystal just told you is invaluable because the credit card companies want you to know. In fact, they may have already blurred this channel, crystalthecloser.com. You want to talk to Crystal about how to do that, how to improve your credit while you're out there shopping for a loan for your new home. So now we've just heard about why and what we can do on that. What can we do with our banks, Crystal?
With your banks with regard to
Interest rates or things, I heard a shocking statistic. Over 34 billion with a B, $34 billion was made by the institutional banks here in the United States in 2017. I can't wait to see what it was in 2018, 19, 20. 2017 on just bank fees for return checks. $34 billion. Okay, so are the banks really working in my best interest?
Not at all. They never have.
There you hear it.
Not at all. They never have.
There you hear
And
it
it's
right
coming
there.
from a mortgage broker. Banks are not necessarily on your side.
So
You utilize them to get what you need, how you need to get it.
So here's a couple of rules of thumb for you while you're shopping around at your bank now that we've given you this shocking statistic. They ding you for everything. If you're not keeping a certain balance, they charge you $12 or $13. Every time you use your credit card that you got from them, by the way, you're paying a fee and the vendor's paying a fee. Let's just kill the middleman, shall we? How can we do that? If you've ever noticed that you really do things based on convenience, then get on the internet and start doing your banking from the bank as opposed to going into an ATM. Most of you may be doing that already, but if you shop around for a no fee, guess what? You're going to find a bank that will handle your money because they can do other things overnight with it that you and I would never think about doing. Borrowing it, say, for instance, and making the money over the top of it on an overnight transaction, which is done in the billions by many lenders and banks, and that's perfectly legal. But you want somebody that's working in your best interest. So the rule of thumb is if there's an ATM on every single block or within 15 within a mile's radius, don't go to that bank. Think of that bank as money that's going to go out, not that's going to come in. And then go to a bank that you are going to send that money into that gives you, they're going to be inconvenient. They're going to be dotted over here. There's only going to be 8 in a 50-mile radius. Get over it. Your money can get to them electronically and you can move money around in there. Here's the best part of that. You can pick up the phone and actually talk to a teller and they know your name. The less convenient, the more services.
Say that again, Linda.
The less convenient, the more services. The more convenient, the more you will pay for less. Ain't that just stupid? It really is. So now we're going to talk about one other thing here,
Yes.
and that is timing, okay? So how much time does it take to correct a few things? Like say, for instance, you were borderline 700 and it made the difference of a quarter of a point
on your
interest
interest rate.
for your interest rate. How long does it take you to fix that?
Well, when someone works with me, personal closer, what I do for each one of my clients is I run a simulator. And that simulator is going to advise me on what steps my client needs to take to get the best out of their credit score, because I want them to pay the least amount for the money as possible.
I do too. I want to send them to you, and that's what you're going to be able to count on.
Yes.
So
I appreciate that.
If you're just joining us, please make sure that you watch this whole thing, because this is going to save you so much money and help you go find the money so you can go spend the money on the right things.
Correct.
I'm Linda Kaye, LindaK360.com. Joining me today was CrystalTheCloser.com. And if you're looking for money, you're looking for better ways to spend your money or better ways to keep more of it, tune in to the next exciting episode. Thanks for joining.
Have a wonderful day.